right, hey, welcome back to the Lockdown Sessions, presented to you by Wrestling Travel. Today we are honored with the presence of the Outlaw Zach Hendrix. Zach, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm good. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Oh, man, absolutely. We've been trying to arrange this for a few days. For some reason, the schedule got busy on me, and I'm just happy that this works out today. I'm calling you from the bright, sunshiny state of Wisconsin. I think I'm a little bit north of you today. Are you overcast as well today?
Yeah, a little bit. It was just raining out. I'm down in Franklin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Down in Franklin. So for our UK fans, that's we're north and south, and I think we're just as far apart as London to Manchester, if not anything else. Zach, we're using these lockdown sessions to catch up with everybody, find out a little bit about who they are and what they're doing. Can you tell everybody watching, how long have you been in the wrestling business?
Yeah, so I started training to be a professional wrestler in October 2018. Debuted December of 2018, and yes, once I debuted, I hit the ground running, and so I've been in just this October will be 2 years since I started training.
Fantastic. And who broke you in, as they say?
I started at the Thumper's Den. My coaches were the Beer City Bruiser and Frankie DeFalco, and I would like to give Angel Armani a lot of credit too, because he shows up a lot and gives us a lot of good knowledge and a lot of training sessions.
Yeah, Angel Armani is great, isn't he? Every time his name comes up, I have to tell this story to you. We're on a show in October, Wrestling for a Cause, that Tiny Love runs in his city of West Bend. Angel was there. I had brought in a couple young guys one was from the Black and Brave camp with Seth Rollins, kind of making his United States debut. He had wrestled up in Montreal, and his tag team partner that came from Harley Race. I introduced them to Angel, and Angel said, "Hey, come on, I'm having a training session the next day." When the boys said they couldn't make it, he took them behind the food truck. It must have 30 minutes spent with those kids in the back, like a guy that loves to give back.
Yeah, it was it was one day he was having a camp. I want to say just a Saturday or Sunday, and he told me and one of my buddies, Maverick Boone, and everyone else, they told us to go, but me and Maverick were going through that went. And we were getting ready to leave because we had some obligations to do with passing out flyers and stuff. And out of nowhere, a car pulls up, and he's just like, "Oh, it might be Austin Aries." No big deal. And we're Austin Aries ended up coming in and giving us a little bit of a seminar. So we ended up being "Hey, we're gonna be late because we're getting a free seminar with Austin Aries with Angel Armani."
That's stuff that money can't buy. That's awesome. That's fantastic. So, yeah. So 2018, you break in, and then how many matches would you say you have under your belt now, if you have a rough count?
If I was to give a rough count, definitely over 100 already. I would say definitely over 100. As soon as I got because Bruiser and Frank will you debut with them, and then they'll let you know "Hey man, you're ready," because they don't want us as their students to go out and wrestle somewhere else if we're not completely ready yet. But as soon as you got the green light, "Hey, you should start jumping in cars." I don't think I've had a weekend where I wasn't in a car just traveling, and I've got to wrestle in Indiana, Minnesota, Illinois, Chicago area. I've already been to Canada, so I've had Michigan, and before this COVID thing, I was supposed to go with Armani down to Florida. And I had some dates in Iowa, which I'm hoping to try to get back once everything gets back to normal.
Right, and right now, as we're recording this, May 28th, 2020, Wisconsin seems to be starting to open up. I do see some shows that are going to be running in June.
Yeah, actually, June 5th next Friday is I think honestly it's the first Wisconsin show running on. ICW is going to be in West Dallas at Tanner's Hall in West Dallas. They're running a show I'm actually in a tag match. It's me and Doc Simmons. We tag in the name Country Air, and we're gonna be right now. It looks like we're scheduled to wrestle a tag team called Killer Instinct. But yeah, if people are free Friday night, the show starts at 7:30, and they'll have a pre-show match at 7:15.
Now, do you have any idea of what the precautions the promoters are taking at that show?
Yeah, so like he's I know I talked to him a little bit, and there's like a limited amount of tickets, like so like only like it's not gonna be able like we could sell out the whole place. He's just giving like a limited amount of tickets just to get the wrestling back to going. I know he met with the venue yesterday, and they had some. He talked about his Facebook Live. He was meeting with the venue, and like he was talking about how they like had some precautions that they have to do. Don't know it all. Like I don't really talk to him like about that. I'm currently making his poster for him, so
that's cool. Yeah, I know a lot of the promoters that I've read that they're going to invest in the forehead thermometer type thing.
That was something McCoy talked to me about because I know WPW is running at the end of June.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's exciting because the whole time I've been doing these lockdown sessions since WrestleMania weekend, it's my talk has been, listen, when wrestling is able to come back, I know that the guys like you that are still doing it, you're jumping to get going. You're going to be given 150%. But in turn, that crowd, I can't wait to see these crowds because the enthusiasm from the crowds, just be able to go to live events, these true wrestling fans, is going to be intense.
Yeah, it's going to be wild. I think it's going to be like, I think June's going to have a really strong month of wrestling. Especially
that's going to be
every weekend has like one show per Wisconsin. Like I want to say it was for June, like Wisconsin's having wrestling every weekend.
Right. And let's not be the promotion that messes that up for everybody else. That's the fear. Everything. Wrestling over these last couple months has really proven the importance of the fan. I don't know where, at least we have wrestling on TV, but I don't know how you feel like the empty arena matches we're missing. We're missing that fan element more than we ever thought we would.
Weird to watch. Like it's definitely weird to watch. Like just like I don't have cable, but like when I go down to Indiana to visit family, I have time to watch it. Like it's definitely like one of those things to watch. It's like it's interesting to see how they challenge themselves because it's basically like essentially kind of like a camp match because you have no one to like feed off of.
Right. Did you get a chance to watch WrestleMania at all?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Because my two throwbacks to WrestleMania are without that crowd. You take the crowd element out of it, and Kevin Owens jumps off that sign without any crowd adrenaline to really feed off of. That becomes 10 times more impressive to me. That's a big jump for a big dude. And you think, I don't have that, sometimes the crowd adrenaline. You've been in the ring. You might think in the back.
Up and you have no crowd. You're just going for broke.
Right. That's the thing. You got some things that you might hesitate on, but you got the crowd noise and your brain just goes, F it, I'm in. And you pull some amazing stuff off. The other thing I wanted to get your opinion on, I wanted to hate these matches. I'll give you my opinion first. I wanted to hate these matches, but these cinematography, these Boneyard matches, the Bray Wyatt, John Cena, the Money in the Bank, what has your opinion been on those?
The Boneyard match, in my opinion, was overall the best match of Mania. Like, they built it up where Styles was breaking like the fourth wall and calling him Mark, bringing out his wife, and just saying, "You're an old man, you're done." And Undertaker was an old school biker, just calling him like talk. I loved him talking the entire time, like, "Get up, boy!" Like, "I'm an old man, right, boy?" And just like being the American badass. It was definitely really fun. I enjoyed like even like bringing in the OC in it, not the OG, the OC in it. I just thought overall, I love that match a lot. Just even like at the end, Undertaker like helped Styles get even more over by saying like he put him over, like saying like, "You're a tough guy, like you brought the best out of me," and patted him on the back, and then still booted him into the graveyard. It was just a great story. The Firefly Funhouse match was super entertaining, but kind of hard to follow because I think I would have enjoyed it more as if like with like how Armani and them taught me to watch wrestling now is that they would have done the entire story between Wyatt and Cena instead of like and like I get the NWO stuff was fun and all that, but like I enjoyed how they brought John Cena out as ruthless aggression and stuff, and then they showed how Cena like where Bray Wyatt brought back the WrestleMania scene when Cena beat him, and they would just continue that story where like Bray Wyatt and John Cena's career aligned. I think that would have been maybe a little bit more entertaining just because it made more sense to and more relevance to them. But overall, I thought both matches were super entertaining to watch and like obviously different.
Yeah, I wanted to not like them, but when I sit and realize we're getting entertained, we could have nothing like baseball, basketball. By the way, I hope our NBA season continues so our Bucks can go ahead and finish what they started. I know I shouldn't be predicting that. That's a bad look. But I think that what I've always said is we're going to go back once things hopefully get back to normal. We've got crowds on TV that we can go back to some of these empty arena stuff and maybe appreciate a little bit more of what, because for me, even being the biggest, been in wrestling for 20 some years, being a fan since I was a kid, it's tough to watch. It's tough to get myself up to watch without a crowd. I do catch up with it when I can, but sometimes, it used to be Monday night, I'm ready to rock. Now it's Monday night. Okay, I'm DVRing it. I'll catch it when I can.
Yeah.
Speaking of me being young, when you were a young outlaw, Zach Hendrix, who first caught your eye when you first started watching wrestling?
The Outlaw all-time favorite wrestler is the Road Dogg Jesse James, the original New Age Outlaw. I was like 3 years old, 3 or 4, watching him on the mic, and he just had the different look because everyone like was wearing the tights with the trunks, and he had the baggy pants, the corn rolls. I just like loved his character. Like I remember playing games all the time, and I was like when I was growing up, I was always like a mid Carter fan. Like I liked all the mid Carters. Like my cousins all loved Stone Cold, The Rock, and Triple H, and I was more about like Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, or like mid Carters such as like Val Venus and stuff like that. So, Road Dogg all time favorite, and I got to meet him back in January, so that was like super.
But that's right. Great Lakes brought him in. Is that right?
Oh yeah. And I walked up and I told him, I'm like, hey, like you're the reason why I got into wrestling. He's like, oh, I don't hear that a lot. So that was kind of fun to hear him say that. But yeah, Road Dogg, Jesse James, all time favorite.
One of the things, just as a side note to fans, they always say don't meet your heroes, and that does apply. I met a couple Green Bay Packers when I was young that I really wish I hadn't met because they were absolute jerks to kids around me, not just me. But pro wrestling's different.
Yeah, I met Road Dogg, and I like wasn't happy with my match. Like I was not happy with my performance. I just felt like there's things I could have changed. And I went in the back, and I was like kind of hot about like not at the like anyone in the match, just at myself. And Road Dogg's like, "Yo, chill out, man. It was a good match," and like gave me like a lot of good critiques. And like we sat down and we talked for like a good 15, 20 minutes about like why I thought it wasn't good, and he was explaining to me like what he liked about it and all that. So like I was definitely glad I got to meet him.
That's awesome. So, I mean, it's awesome to hear. I didn't want to dismiss that. Sound like I was dismissing quick.
Oh no, it's good.
It's just that, yeah, a lot of the people that you idolized growing up have not forgotten that they were once in your shoes. That's what's great about pro wrestling. It's fantastic. Who have you got a chance now to, in your relatively short career, have you gotten a chance to get into the ring and wrestle somebody like a Road Dogg or some of these names?
I would say the biggest name I've wrestled so far in the ring is either the Beer City Bruiser. I had a few matches with him. My last match was I don't know if it was his last match at BCW or not, but it was a triple threat, me, him, and Chucky Bates in October. Really fun match. And at State Fair, I got to wrestle former NWA heavyweight champion Cahagas. And yeah.
What was it like stepping in now with the Beer City Bruiser?
Very nerve-wracking because, like, he's your coach. Like, he tells me, like, all the time I move way too fast and, like, lets me know, like, he'll critique us, and like, I mean, obviously it's always going to be like what we need to work on, because we don't need to know what we're doing good at. We need to know like what to improve on. Like when you're in there and you know like what he tells you what to improve on, and you're trying to think about it when you shouldn't be. It's very nerve wracking, but like as the match is progressing, we wrestled a lot more. I think the matches got better. There's a couple of times I've had slip ups, and you know, he was not happy with me, but we've talked about it. He explained to me like what I could have done different, how I can get better. But I mean, I think that's what you need to do, is have like a guy like me who's super young, wrestle a guy who's been in for so long and highly respected in the state, who can help elevate you and help like tell you like, hey, like here's what you did well, but here's what you should have done differently. And you're like, oh, like your eyes get opened up to it. And like really just feeling out the crowd, because like him and like wrestling him and Dysfunction, like I was in a match, him, Dysfunction, and Max Holiday, and I was like super young and had no idea what was going on, and like we were just feeding off the crowd and going with the moment. Next thing, like I find myself head first in a garbage can and getting beer spit in my face, and like I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but this is a hell of a good time.
This is what I signed up for.
Exactly.
Now, recently in the state, there was a Wisconsin wrestlers only promo battle, and I do believe that you won that promo battle.
Yeah, that was fun.
I want you to talk to me about that's one of the things where we were all able to be involved while wrestling's been off. What was that experience like for you?
Oh, it was super fun, because for those who didn't know, before I did that promo battle, I had no confidence in promos. Like I've never been confident in my promos. Always get scared. Always get nervous talking. So like I like was talking to guys at TW3, Ben McCoy, and like I like will message them like maybe weekly, if not daily. Like, hey guys, like what can I improve on? Or like even at shows, like I'll like always like try to seek advice of like what, because I don't want to be just another guy in the ring. I want to eventually be the guy. Like I want to be guys like where I come and people know who I am, and like I can get a following and prove that I can wrestle to the next level. So I'm always trying to figure out what I can do. And Ben always drilled into me, work on your promos. TW3 promo. So I mean, I got reached out and I did it, and I didn't expect nothing, especially going against my buddy Rico, who's a great talker. Round one, I was like, well, I'm going to get eliminated. No big deal, but I'm going to have fun and get at least some advice about how to critique. And as it progressed, I felt myself getting a lot more confident in what I'm saying, learning how to bring the intensity and bring back. So, like, I felt like that tournament for me, just being a young guy, was super beneficial about, like, learning how to cut a good promo and get the guy to do it.
So the winner of that, which you faced TW3, so now you guys, part of that, which was cool, is I know at Wrestling for a Cause, you guys will get a match on the next card, you and TW3.
Yeah, I believe we're going to be the main event, and I get to pick the match stipulations. So it's definitely going to be, I promised, like I said in my final promo, if you watched it, I'm going to let the fans pick. And I put a post on the page asking them what the stipulation should be. And a bunch of fans put a bunch of options. So I promise it will be one of those options. I'm not going to say what, I'm going to let TW3 worry for a while, but I promise it won't be hair versus hair, though.
Okay. That's fantastic.
Stipulations.
Are you involved in the next one? He's doing a global promo battle. Are you in that one?
Yeah, I think it starts up tomorrow. My first round, I'm going against a girl named Ari Alexander. Me and her have already I messaged her and said, like, hey, don't hold back. Make sure you crap on me like a good brother would. So looking forward to how that tournament goes. I don't know do you know what happens for the winner? I have no idea.
I don't know that one yet. That one should be – I think it was kind of tough for to promise a match because we got people pretty much from – we didn't get four corners of the globe, unfortunately, but we got some Las Vegas, Seattle, I know, some East Coasters. So we got to do something, figure something out. I'll be in Tiny's ear. Maybe Wrestling Travel can get involved in bringing people together. But that's what this is all about. When we did stuff for the WrestleMania pub crawl. Originally,
Tiny first introduced me to you, the pub crawl, making the video.
Right, and that's we ended up. So thank you. We ended up making $3,300 for the Red Cross, which you think about it, $3,300 doesn't sound like that much, but guess what? when you don't know where your next dollar's coming from and people are giving.
Yeah.
I always say this: average people, when you talk about professional wrestling, I know this. I know you know this to be true. That they will maybe look down their nose at professional wrestling and the fans, but when it comes for a cause, supporting each other, it's not everybody, but a majority of people in the pro wrestling business and the fans are always willing to step up, and that's fantastic. I mean, because once a fan, it's hard to fall out of love with it. So we've done a lot of we've learned a lot from pro wrestling in the last few months. Is what I'm trying to say. I'm not the best professional host of a show, but I tell you what, I've been working on my ums and ahs. So
the only thing I would say about like the fans watching this next promo battle coming up is just have fun watching it. Like I know there was a lot of controversy in the last promo tournament, and at the end of the day, we're just doing these promos not just to work on ourselves, but like to give you guys something to entertain until we can go in the ring and beat the crap out of each other and kick each other in the face. As my buddy was saying.
Yeah, 100%. I know it gets a little heated, which is, hey, we're all sitting around and
everyone has the right to do it, but
yeah,
just have fun with it.
Yeah, absolutely, have fun and subscribe to our Wrestling Travel Lockdown sessions. Get on. We'll put a thing here, the Global Promo Facebook. Get out there and vote. And I will say this: if I'm an Outlaw Zach Hendrix fan, not only do I want to vote for Outlaw Zach Hendrix, but I want to vote in every battle that's going on. I want to enjoy it. I want to have fun. Because guess what? It's the only way we get better. And Angel Armani told me something a long time ago. Not me, but a bunch of people. He talked about, hey, I'm actually a fan of really bad wrestling. You know, he likes to watch it and this and that. And, you know, there's some really good promos, and then there's promos that are not so good, but they're all fun to watch. And it's if you don't know how to throw a promo, and I'm old, I don't know how much they go over promos with you when you're training. Was that a lot of your training in Brew City?
No, we did like every now and then like some promo classes, but when I remember when I started, like it was mostly like learning the basics, like running the ropes and all that, doing camp matches, and like once a couple times we did promos, and like especially like when Rico De La Vega was with us, and like if Matt was gone with Ring of Honor and Frank had some family issues to take care of, like when Rico would help take over camp, Rico would really go over promos with us heavy. We were like Matt ended up doing like one day, the Beer City Bruiser, sorry. The Beer City Bruiser one day he like actually had us stand face to face and just pretty much promo battle each other off and be like one of the baby face, heel, and tell us a time limit and just tell us to spit fire out of nowhere. And like we found out majority of the camp is better at cutting promos as a bad guy than we are as good guys.
That's right. I always said it was funner, more fun when you could be a heel.
Oh yeah,
places, because then because I tell you what, this was years ago, but he'd go out there, then you'd be a baby face, and I tell you what, there's nothing. If they have no idea who you are before the heel comes out or anything, and you're trying to make them like you, that's so tough. I heard a lot of crickets in my time.
That was actually one of my first matches. I think it was definitely like in my first 10 matches because I remember getting like a little bit of like congratulations in the back, but I was wrestling against Nick Colucci, and I was still like no one knew who I was, and Colucci and Brandon Blaze come out and they're cutting a promo on the Beer City Bruiser, which Bruiser was doing Ring of Honor at the time, talking about how like Bruiser's not nothing and like just pretty much crapping on Bruiser and like talking about how students have no respect and all that. And I come out and they like tell me like, hey, you're gonna cut a promo before this match. And I've never even like practiced a promo. So like I come out and it's like crickets. The crowd's like, who the hell is this guy? But like right when I said, I don't know if you heard, but the entire crowd wants you to shut the hell up. I had them all behind me, and I think that really helped me get like pushed as a big baby face at Brew City.
Yeah, that's crickets. I hate the crickets. Last time I saw you wrestle I want to say Frontline Pro, Marshfield, Wisconsin, maybe February, January.
Possibly, yeah. Who was I
What was
wrestling?
what was your last? Do you remember what the last time you wrestled? When it was? Who it was
My
for?
last match was at ICW. It was me and Doc Simmons wrestling the luxurious ones. I want to say it was Ethan Matthews, and because the luxurious ones are three guys: Maverick Boone, Ethan Matthews, and Baxter Belafonte. But I want to say Belafonte wasn't there that day. And it was me and Doc Simmons versus Matthews and Boone for the ICW tag titles, which we fell short too. But that was our last. That was the last match before quarantine.
Fantastic. So kind of wrapping up here, as I don't want to take all of your day. Do you have? I was gonna ask you like some of your bucket list matches, but it's not fair to ask you a bucket list matches when you've just started in 2018. It's never really fair when I ask that to anybody because my bucket list is a pretty big bucket, and I don't want to leave too many people out of there. But if I had to ask you who would be on your Mount Rushmore of pro wrestling, your five guys, what would you? Who would
Five guys like to wrestle, or like five guys like I look up to, or like what do you mean?
you know what? Let's do one of each. Give me your five guys in the history that you look up to, you think are the greats, the Mount Rushmore, and then give me your five guys you hope to wrestle.
Yeah, so my Mount Rushmore would be Shawn Michaels, Road Dogg. Let's see who else. Big Razor Ramon fan, Jake the Snake Roberts, and right now, like, also a guy who's wrestling currently. I'm really fond of Aleister Black. Really like enjoying his stuff lately. And the guys who I want to work, I mean, I actually like in the state of Wisconsin. I want to wrestle Ben McCoy. I haven't wrestled McCoy yet. It's like I get compared to him a lot too. It's like I think it'd be really fun to wrestle a guy like who like he tells me he sees a lot of himself in me. And I get told like he's the workhorse of the state. So like I want to wrestle him. Let's see who else I would want to wrestle. I'm trying to think of guys who are still. I mean, I would love to wrestle Shawn Michaels, but who wouldn't? But he's not longer doing that. I'm trying to think of guys who are still actively wrestling. I've never wrestled. I mean, obviously Kenny Omega would be fun to wrestle, but I'm trying to think of. I'm actually looking forward to TW3. He's on the list. I've never worked him yet. We've done a fatal four-way. I'll just go with Wisconsin guys. So TW3, Ben McCoy, Marman. I go to the gym with Marman a lot. And, like we always like make up like fun match scenarios, but I've never got to work him yet. I would like to wrestle. Let's see. There's so many guys. Like I've never got to wrestle Aesop Mitchell yet. Which Aesop, I've done shows with Aesop Mitchell. I've never got to wrestle him yet. And last but not least, just because me and him like always talk crap to each other on social media. I guess Devin and Roe out in Minnesota. Because Devin, me and him been talking crap, and he has the higher ground championship belt that like I've been telling him I'm gonna take from him. So let's go, Devin.
Let's give it, man. Yeah, that's a tough call, especially when you're
Like
disclaimer.
Guys like to wrestle. Like I haven't got many of them in yet. I'm like happy I got to wrestle Joey Avalon already, but there's just so many other guys who I've not got to wrestle yet that I want to.
Right. So that's what I say. My disclaimer is Wisconsin guys and local guys is that there's so many to when I just say top five, you know, you're gonna leave this interview and going, man, I should have named 10 more guys, but and hopefully
guys like St. Holmes, like Jake.
Have you ever gotten in the ring with Judge Jesse at all?
I've never had a match with Judge Jesse, but I mean, I don't know. Outlaw versus the Judge. I mean, be definitely a good fun match.
That would be great. Yeah, he's I feel like I've been watching, and this is not a slight on Judge, but I feel like I've been watching him forever in the state of Wisconsin, and he always pops me with his crowd antics as the corrupt judge. I know you sent it to me, but I want the fans to get to know our fan. We're out of the United Kingdom, as I said before, so a lot of fans might not have heard of you, but my whole hopes in this is that they get a chance now to go on YouTube and maybe catch some Outlaw Zach Hendrix matches, or hopefully when we get back to normal, maybe the Outlaw Zach Hendrix is coming to a community in the United Kingdom near you.
I would love to.
But where can I keep up with Zach Hendrix on social media right now?
Yeah, so to keep up with Zach Hendrix, I have a Facebook page, a Twitter, and Instagram, all at the Z Hendrix brand. So yeah, Z Hendrix brand. Also, I have a YouTube channel. You can just put Zach Hendrix, and you'll see a little cartoon pop Funko. That's me. I have a lot of matches there. I even have I have my entire promos from the tournament, so I have all 5 promos on there, along with other promos. And me and Doc Simmons are currently a tag team, and we just started our own tag team social media page as of 2 days ago. So you can find Country Air on Twitter as Country Air brand, and on Facebook and Instagram as Country Air Official. So, I mean, if you guys want to follow me individually or follow our tag team, there's a couple of ways to follow us.
No, I don't want to start any heat between you two, but I did a lockdown with Doc a couple weeks ago, and I don't think he said your name once. So you might want to have a word with him. So, how about merch? You got a Pro Wrestling Tee store, or
on
Facebook?
Yeah, ProWrestlingTees.com/Z Hendrix brand. Yeah,
right. Fantastic, and I wanna always leave you with the last word. If you've got anything to say to the fans watching,
yeah, love me or hate me. Hopefully, I'm giving you guys a reaction. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying what I'm doing. I started and you'll see my little tags. I always call it my journey. I mean, this is something I've been wanting to do since I was little. I just finally one day I went to a show and I finally said I'm gonna put up or shut up. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying what you see. Hopefully, you guys enjoy watching me grow, and if not just watching me, watching everyone else grow. I have a close group of friends who we all love watching each other improve. Hopefully, you as the fans are enjoying watching Wisconsin, along with everyone else, just improve and seeing young guys get better and seeing vets help out.
All right, Outlaw Zach Hendrix, we cannot thank you enough, and we're looking forward to not only next weekend for the fans of Wisconsin, but in the weeks and months to come as pro wrestling opens back up. We're hoping that we see you at ringside really soon.
Yeah, I mean, next week, like I said, next week the 5th, ICW, the 13th, UTL, the 20th, Brew City Wrestling, and 27th, WPW. So this is definitely a good, if you're a wrestling fan, June's a good month to be a fan of Wisconsin.
And sorry, I know I said last question an hour ago, but will these matches coming up on June 5th and the next week, are these something that will you'll run on your YouTube or share on your social media?
As long as I get someone to video it, I'll post. I always put it on my YouTube channel, and I know the ICW has a cameraman who sends the videos a few days later. So the ICW match will definitely be there. As long as I can get someone to hold my phone and record, I will have those up. But yeah. It'll be just my match, not the whole show, unfortunately.
No, that's what we want. Yeah, we want to make sure we keep an eye on you. So thank you again. You enjoy your day, and hopefully we will talk to you again, maybe a few months down the road, and see how summer went for you. So Outlaw Zach Hendrix for the lockdown sessions. Thank you.
Okay.